I can't tell you how I would match this fit.
This is going to be an ultra little Timmy shoe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, because just like you said, it reminds you of those Batmans. It's like a young shoe. Like, here, little Timmy, put on your Batmans.
Episode 7, we're going to try something new this time. We're going to do this month in sneakers. We're going to do the month that's coming up, what sneaker releases are going to come out. We're going to talk about what we like, what we don't like.
What to look forward to. Just give it a little input on what we feel the direction that's coming into the holidays.
Yeah, and we're going to go chronologically. So we'll start October 1st and work our way to the end.
And I feel like the closer it gets towards the holidays, they start pumping stuff out. And a lot of times you can expect certain things to come out closer to that. And then we can also maybe talk about different silhouettes that are becoming more popular that are releasing right now.
Okay.
And just kind of give our views. At the end of the day, this podcast is a platform that we use for many things. But as you see the sign up there, we do come from, our what we're known for comes from the sneaker community. Mm-hmm. So I feel it's only right to always jump back in and give our input on shoes, even though we do have a whole other YouTube channel that is devoted to just that. But sometimes people don't have time to watch. They only have time to listen if they're in their cars or anything like that. And I think it's important just to sprinkle a little bit of that in here.
And we're going to start with sneakers on these, this next upcoming month. But I feel like we'll move into clothes and stuff too, like streetwear, culture, everything.
Yeah, we can talk about the collab that we said we're going to talk about at the end, maybe, if you guys are down.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start October 1st. The first shoe we have written down here is the SB Dunk Low Dodgers.
Which we've actually had that shoe for several months now.
Reason why a lot of the shoes that we get early, when we get bulk, is from Europe, which a lot of the releases are happening in Europe before they happen here in the States.
And they don't even have an MLB team over there. No. And they're over here getting these shoes before us.
Are you sure they're not reps?
They could be, but they're not. So we actually leaked this photo. We had an early pair, so we actually had a very early pair, no box pair, and it feels like for us that this has already come out, but it hasn't.
Yes.
It's only because we've seen it and held it and reviewed it at SneakerCon so many times now that it feels like even when I was scrolling through releases, I was like, oh shit.
Like, it feels old.
This shoe has been on tour with us almost all of 2022.
Yeah. I will say this shoe is actually really cool, going back to SBs and telling stories and things of that matter. So the little details that they put on there underneath the tongue. This one, what's on the tongue on this one? Is it the palm trees?
It says a palm tree and then like the Los Angeles like diamond, which I never understood why they use that logo. That logo looks like the Las Vegas, like the Welcome to Las Vegas, where it's like a diamond, sideways diamond.
Yeah, right.
But it says Los Angeles. So I don't know. Is that somewhere in LA? Like there's a sign somewhere for that?
I don't know.
Much.
It reminds me of. Okay, so people from LA probably understand it better because remember when Chris from SneakerCon really wanted the what was the one that had the train that he took?
Oh, the Mets, the Dunk High Mets.
And it had on side the tongue the train number that he always took. And so memories from him going to the games, he remembered having to take that number that only took you
the 7 train. I think.
That only took you there to go to the games if you weren't driving. And so like those are like nostalgic. And the apple.
The home run apple.
And those were like nostalgic things. So he was like, I gotta have this pair.
Right.
So I think it's cool when they add these little attributes or whatever to the shoe to kind of bring the story together more, especially for people that are into baseball. Like they could have just done the colorways and called it a day and called it.
And the bubble gum, the biggest thing, and the bubble gum hit on the bottom, like you stepped in some gum.
With a gum bottom sole.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Oh yeah, you're actually right about
gum
that.
On gum.
Lastly, on the Dodgers resale value, where do you think once they release, things change a little bit? Where do you think the value? Where do you think resellers should be looking to aim to sell these?
I want to say probably.
I'd say 450.
I don't even think they're that high. I think they're like 3-ish.
3-ish?
It's because the market's down on everything.
Right.
So
right.
Okay. Well, in a normal reselling market with SBs, with the scarcity of the production,
I think a 450 would be a.
Speaking of scarcity, yesterday Premier Store, they do online raffles for SBs.
Right.
And they did the Dodgers one, and I entered it. And it's funny because I posted my entry on there, and my friend LA retweeted. He said, "Leave some for the rest of us, for the normal people." I was like, "Whatever, dude. I am normal. I don't have a size 13."
And then it got back to them, and you didn't get picked.
Probably, but no. But the thing is like I told him, I was like, "Bro, I'm going for a size 13. When these stores do these raffles, there's like one pair.
Yeah.
So I've never won a raffle from Premier. Ever.
And I'm being dead serious when I say these stores get like 15 pairs.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Unless that's unless that's after they've already whatever with the pairs for the customers and special clients.
Employees too. Employees get first dibs.
Quick side note, if you're a low volume skate shop and you get in 15, 20 pairs of SBs, do you blame these guys for a little backdoor action when they've got to survive and keep the doors open and feed their families?
No, because what they solely do is for the community. And cool, if they can leverage an extra $1,000 to keep their doors open, I'm with it. And one of the cool things is there's a skate shop in Fort Worth. What's it called, Ian? Magnolia. So Magnolia does these raffles, and they do like a lot of other different things where like if you buy more items, you get more chances. And the proceeds go to them. They're building a skate park.
They already did.
This was 2 years ago when I did this.
They were donating towards a skate park that was being built.
Yeah.
It's like the Fort Worth skate
And
park.
so it's like, that's the type of stuff that I like, is because they're giving back to the community of where it all started. Kind of like with the Sandy Bodecker with the charity shoe, like the proceeds went towards the foundation, the Tim Foundation, along with skate parks in Oregon.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the type of stuff that I'm trying to see, the unity of people coming together and actually taking the cause of where it all started and putting it back into it.
Now I get it. I get why regular people get upset though, because it's like there's already only 15, 20 pairs, and then it's backdoored, and then there's literally no chance for a regular person to get one for retail.
But at the end of the day, if there's no supply and demand and no hype behind it, then it's not even cool to wear.
Yeah, because that's what's so funny. Larry always talks about
this. It's a double-edged sword, bro.
People get they're always mad about stuff that gets backdoored when it's hype, and then it gets considered hype, but if it's not hype and it's not backdoor, then nobody wants it, and it sits in stores and you act like you don't care about it.
Right. And then it just looks like a panda dunk.
Yeah. And it's just hanging out.
And everybody got it. Yeah. And so there's reasons behind, the way people and things operate. And some are for selfish greed, and some are for, bigger and better, ways of doing things with the profits earned.
Next up, we have a Jordan 4 black canvas. This will be the young generation's favorite.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
I went crazy on this. I bought like 100 and something pairs already.
Yeah, the kids just love 4s. The demand for 4s is something I've never seen before.
About that, 4s is like the new silhouette in my eyes right now that they're pushing. It's been since last year.
It's the new Jordan 1 as far as sales, if we're talking resale value, because for the past like however many years, Jordan 1s have always been the shoes that resold the best. This year, like 90% of the Jordan 1 colorways have been trash. So
I don't think it's just that though, Ian. It's because of how much Jordan 1s are coming out, like how many different colorways.
I don't know.
And then they introduced the mid real heavy as far as like marketing, and so the mid and the highs are
just ones everywhere.
It's just too much.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter though. If they drop a fire Jordan 1 colorway, it's gonna have good resale.
But at the end of the day, there are shoes that might look shitty to you, but that do really well. For instance, like the Biohacks. I wasn't a fan of those. Sure. They did so fucking good for us. We couldn't keep them in stock.
That was at the point when Jordan 1s were popping though.
And then the yellow, it was the yellow on yellow, but one was neon and one was like mustard. Volts.
Yeah.
The Volts. Like you looked at that shoe and you're like, my eyes was like, God, this is awful, and it did so well.
But that's because
foot, though.
It's not even that. It's because Jordan 1s were popping back then. If that shoe dropped right now,
Jordan 1s are still popping.
But if that shoe dropped right now, it would sit.
Yes. But at the end of the day, any of the shoes that are sitting right now are going to be in demand here soon.
But you know what I mean? Like
it's a weird
like the Nostalgia is sitting super hard right now. If the Nostalgia dropped when Biohack dropped, it would have sold out.
You know what's funny is bringing this up is, for instance, like when the Bread 4s came out 2-3 years ago. 4s weren't in yet. They weren't back around, so they sat. I remember going to like Foot Lockers on like the outskirts of Dallas, and I was able to grab several pairs like weeks later, And now if you try to get a bread for, you're spending a good 5 piece. Same with the Black Cats. It just wasn't their time. So I get what you're saying. There's a time and a place for each shoe. And right now, I believe, like you said, the 4s are.
That's what I'm saying is I think because Jordan 1, because Nike stopped making like a bunch of good Jordan 1 colorways, everybody switched over to what?
From oversaturation in general, though?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because if they were releasing good colorways, the demand would still be there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It would be there.
They got some good ones coming out right now, though. We're about to get to one of them towards the end, but they got some good ones. Let's talk about the canvas then. How do you feel about it?
I don't like Jordan 4s that much, like as far as comfort.
Yeah,
how they fit.
We've talked about this.
I love the way that they look on feet. I love the way the shoe looks, but they're just so uncomfortable. This shoe looks pretty good to me, in my opinion. It's
I
very
like
easy to
it
wear.
because it's canvas. So the durability of the shoe, it's going to last a lot longer. You're not going to get the wear and tear look from it because it's canvas. 1 and 2 because it's black, and it'll be a lot harder to like pinpoint where the creases and all those things are on the shoe because of the material that it's made out of. But also just people really gravitate towards all black shoes.
Stuff that's easy to wear that you can wear with a lot of fits. That's why military blacks did so well, is because it's such a basic colorway. It's like Panda Dunks. It's a basic colorway that you can wear
Anything
with multiple
that's
outfits.
2 to 3 colors is typically going to win.
But specifically black.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it goes with everything.
Which is weird because like everybody knows I'm the opposite. I don't wear
Yeah, you don't like black
shoes.
I honestly, how do you feel about people saying that it's the budget-friendly M&M? Do you think that when they were designing this shoe, they had that in mind?
For sure.
It just, I mean,
They do that.
it's always just feels like a coincidence, right? You
Yeah.
know, like-
I mean, there's another one on our list over here that's a coincidence.
I think that one's further away. From
that
the
far-fetched.
Yeah. But this one specifically, like,
It's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Except for like the muted heel tab on the other one versus this one.
like there's a reason you have mochas on, right? Like there's a reason the mocha was created.
yeah, because Travis's did so fucking well.
Like you can't tell me that's a coincidence.
Crazy
you know?
thing about this is that usually when the budget-friendly one comes out, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But the demand on these mochas is as high as the demand on the Travis's.
Yeah.
And they were so mass-produced, but yet the resale value was still so high.
Yeah, it still is.
I love this shoe.
The reason I love that shoe so much is because from the front, it's just a Jordan 1 Panda.
It's just a black toe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
I
only
like
see
it.
the black and white from the front.
Yeah.
So outfit.
I love this shoe. Actually, our warehouse guy, Drake, sold me these for a good, fair price. Never thought I'd actually own a pair because I have the Travis's, but
I've never worn mine.
really? They're nice.
One of my favorites.
Never worn
Offset
it.
color, the off-white
One of my
on here is
favorites.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up,
one.
we have one of Larry's
is you,
favorites. Yeah, this is a Converse. So for those who don't know, the Converse Chuck Taylor is my favorite shoe. It just is, and it has been for a long time. So as much as people think that I am heavy into Jordans and other sneakers, but at the end of the day, the silhouette, the shoe that really does it for me is a Converse. So I have to bring some attention to this Undercover WTAPS Converse Chuck 70Z. It has a zip accent on the side, which always makes it the easiest to take on and off. All my Chucks that have the zip feature like that are always the best. And if you haven't bought a pair of Converse recently, they're extremely comfortable these days. Ever since Nike bought Converse and changed out the insole,
Bro.
these things are 10 times more comfortable than they used to. I see a lot of people in the gym with Converse. It's like a thing.
Well, no, that's because when you're deadlifting certain weights, you need to be flat to the ground.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I don't know if I'm flat-footed or not, but my most comfortable pair of shoes are the Fear of God Converses. For, like you said, something about the insole is so comfortable, but it's weird because I'm used to wearing shoes that have some sort of form to the arch and whatnot.
Yeah.
These don't, but they're the most comfortable. So I don't know if I'm just because I'm flat-footed maybe and I don't know.
Maybe you are.
But bro, cozy.
Can I talk about this though? With all these Converses that are coming out,
Okay.
they all just look like
Ricks.
rip-offs. Like everybody.
Rick-offs.
They're all rip-offs. Like,
they do, but what I will say is that Converse has been doing this kind of vibe, even with the zippers and all of that. Like, that's not a
I'm not even talking about the zippers. I'm solely talking about the sole.
just the shape and the sole.
The sole,
Yeah, the higher
what do they call
platform.
it? What do they call the where the top part comes over. No, like that top edge that like cups over. Vans does it too on certain shoes, and it has a name.
Like the little rubber.
It has
siding.
a name. It's like where the rubber siding's like higher than a regular Converse or higher than a regular Vans. But that's very Rick Owens to me, and I feel like Brain Dead does it. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a collab with Undercover and WTAPS, so it's kind of gonna give you more of like that utility style to it because of that's how they are as a brand. But yes, they do have other releases that have done that in the past. But even back in the day, like the old like John Varvadoses and stuff like that of Converse that you used to wear, like they were doing it then, and we're talking like them hoes are old. They were like 12, 13 years. They're old.
We're talking a decade ago, and so
but they also came pre-dirty, like the Varvados brand is, where it's like pre-worn.
That was an actual Converse.
Yeah, Larry used to wear them all the time back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I like the feel of them. They're cool. I just don't like that side zipper. I've never been a fan of things like that on shoes.
What about Yeezy?
They seem more. What do you mean?
750s.
750s.
Well, it'd be impossible to put the boot on if you didn't have it. I guess this one is laced, so you could
just unlace.
You could just unlace it. I feel like it's too narrow on the 750 to even slide it. There's no
without that you're over.
Yeah, because I think the tongue is intact.
And the Fear of God ones, you couldn't put on without that zipper.
You can't even put it on with it.
They just remind me of like a designer. Like what was her name? Paige was wearing those Givenchy's.
Yeah,
that had the zippers. They were cool shoes though. I like the whole silhouette of them.
Yeah.
All right. Next up and the last shoe for October 1st release is an interesting silhouette, the Scorpion Air Max.
Yeah. So it's funny because I get offered like a lot of general release Nikes. Like we don't just get the hype stuff. Like we get offered everything. And this shoe was one of the ones that was offered as just a regular GR shoe, and I was like, that thing is so ugly.
It's got a giant air bubble on the bottom.
It's like a double bubble.
A double bubble.
It's a double bubble.
The Nike double bubble.
Yeah, so I saw that and I was like, nah, that ain't it, fam. And they tried to sell it to me like 20 times, and I was just like, nah, I don't want that.
So
Bro,
the thing
get me one. That's about to be my workout shoe.
Nah, you don't want that. There's no stability in that.
Yeah, you're double bubble.
You ever just rolled your ankle?
That's not made for stabilizing weight and stabilized muscles.
Let's talk about this. What is it?
Body rock.
What do you think it's
for running?
It's a running shoe.
It's for sure running.
It's an Air Max.
I don't know who's running on a double bubble.
So I own a pair of Y3s that have like the double bubble, but there's a gap in the middle, and they're the most uncomfortable shoes on the planet, and the balance of them and the form it puts on your body hurts me. So I stopped wearing them.
Why do you think they're called Scorpions?
Because the scorpion's tail is like bubbled all the way to smaller,
it is.
And that's exactly what that is actually.
Scorpion's got a built-in double bubble.
They do. They're the way that the bubble is on their tail, the way it goes up, it narrows down like that.
Yeah.
I think the shoe's cool.
I
don't think I could, with what I do as far as my lifestyle, it doesn't fit into what I do, or the way I dress. You know, when I work out, I wear Air Forces. You know, or I got my Vivo Barefoots. For those of y'all who don't know what Vivo Barefoots are, it's a flat foot shoe made out of recycled material, and the front of it widens open, and it allows you to spread your toes open and let them breathe more, so that when you're planting your feet to do things, you can actually grip the ground better than having your feet closed in on like a shoe where you can't allow yourself to actually place yourself on the ground to be able to withhandle whatever weight that you're doing.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I love wearing those when I work out. And then Air Forces are just, I don't know, something about I wouldn't say flat foot, but just the way it feels whenever I'm on the ground lifting weights. I feel more like to the ground.
I feel like these won't look cool on anybody.
I mean, maybe if you're like running the Katy Trail or something like that in Dallas.
Yeah, it just maybe it's this particular colorway we're looking at. It's a yellow and white colorway, and it just also looks very.
I don't know if that's what it is.
Let's just hold on. Let's just go to the. What? I want to see what it says.
Like it at all. Like the shoe. And I don't care what color. You can fucking paint it all black. It's trash.
Hold on. Just let me click the article. See if it says anything about just like the reason
for the double bow.
It's a nod to the VaporMax Flyknit.
Okay.
That's where it comes from, the VaporMax Plus. But it doesn't really talk about like
Scorpions.
sock liner with the sole knit, but it doesn't say like exactly what it's pushing to be.
It's a nod to a scorpion. Scorpion tail.
The question is would you wear it?
No.
Yeah,
Larry would,
on
obviously.
some fitness stuff, yeah. I'm not wearing it out in front of people or on an episode or anything like that. But like if I got to run or
I'm not wearing it
do a little exercise, bro, I'm throwing on my scorpions.
Until you do one false move and you roll to the left or right.
He made one false move and his foot got mad. And he rolled his ankle from here to Baghdad. All right.
I'm dead.
Next, we have the Dunk Low UCLA.
This is October 5th release. So we are now done with October 1st. October 5th, Dunk Low UCLA. I will tell you right now, I'm only getting this shoe if the quality is good. If they give me another low quality dunk, then I'll just...
They're never giving
Now,
you good
the
quality.
cool thing about this shoe is that it's UCLA, right? Mm-hmm. But it can also be Golden State. It can also be LA Rams. Like, if you're a fan of any of these teams or live in that state, like I think this shoe is the shoe to
wear with the jersey.
Bro, it's a year-round shoe that you can wear for basketball games, football games. I just feel like this is a solid colorway for that. And I think it's perfect fitting for some of the other teams that they've chosen in the past to do shoes after: Syracuse, Kentucky, Michigan, and then now you have the Bruins.
We also have there's the USC too that we have downstairs, which is literally this shoe, but the blue is red. But I'm assuming it's all coming out kind of together. They're all doing these universities, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine this is the first one so far that we've talked about that's not considered OG, like UNLVs and things like that. But solid. Any dunk that's going to be like a 2-3, like I talked about earlier, a 2-3 colorway. Typically the 2 colorways do the best. And usually when they're doing schools, they do 2. It's just red and white, green and white. You know what I'm saying? UNLV was red, gray, and white, but typically the 2 is the most popular. But 2 and 3s are, I feel like, sell the best because it's more relatable to the way people dress. It's not nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah, and it just feels like it has a little more character to it.
The cool thing about this shoe is everybody knows I love that Laker gold, yellow, and blue's my favorite color. So, and I only wear a shoe if it's got some white in it. So I definitely would like a pair of these. I'm not a fan of any of the teams that they represent, but I could throw some fits on with this. Guarantee that.
It's a nice shoe.
I think this colorway will do well in the store. And
Every pair we've had already has sold out.
Aside from that, dunks just do well. It's a relatable shoe to all ages, men, women, kids. It doesn't really matter. And the thing about dunks that differentiates with a lot of other shoes that we carry in our store is they're more fitted to everybody's body. So like I have females that come into the store, they don't like 350s because they say they're too bubbly on the sides. They're too like wide. How the 350 goes like this? It makes them look like their feet are bigger.
That's interesting because I've actually had other people tell me that same exact thing.
Right. And then some people don't like Jordan 1s because they're too high and they're not used to like that high top.
A lot of people don't like high tops.
Right. And then that goes for the high dunk as well. But for some reason, a dunk is in similarity as like an Air Force where it's just, it looks really good on people's bodies. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are, male, female, skinny, overweight, whatever.
It's easy to wear.
It's an easy to wear, easy to throw on. And dunks don't typically go too crazy. They leave that for the SBs. The SBs are the ones that typically have like the
themes,
wild themes to it and patterns and whatnot.
Okay.
So.
Next up, we have a Jordan 3 women's release, and it's this black and gold colorway. Ian, we actually had a pair of these, and you sold them to somebody. Did you give them?
No, I gave them to Theodis Beasley, one of the legendary skateboarders.
He had to have them.
He had to have them. Sent them to him. But the funny thing was, back then, we didn't know it was a women's release. So when I sent them to him, thought it was his size, but it's actually the women's size. And he said they hurt his feet.
Well,
that's why,
because they're a whole freaking.
Well, I think he went a size. It was a half size bigger than what he wore, so technically it was a half size too small.
Yeah,
but he's still probably warm. I
think he did. Yeah,
he skated him.
I mean, he definitely did not skate him.
Actually, speaking of that, Theodis Beasley, you're supposed to just sign a pair and send it to me for getting those.
Theodis, where you at, big dog?
Theodis, he likes all the stuff I post, so he still sees it.
These shoes are cool. They kept the classic like cement in black on there, like a black cement in a sense. They're The gray might look a little bit darker than a normal black cement, but the splash of gold doesn't look too bad. I think they did the little metallic feel to it because it's a women's release. But I always, in my eyes, I've never been a big fan of black and gold together on fits to me. But a lot of people wear black and gold together, and I like it.
What's
It's
weird?
cool.
What's weird to me is why drop the desert elephant, and then also drop this. Weird. Like pick one.
Right, because it's damn near the same.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
And why are 3s not getting the traction that 4s are?
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm gonna tell you this. I feel like they never stopped with the 3s.
Yeah.
They've just always consistently sprinkled them in every year. Every year, a good handful drops.
You get like a true blue, or you get, every year you get some.
Like 2 years ago, it was 5s. Remember, they're dropping a lot of 5s with all the 1s. Then last year, they started dropping 6s and 7s. And this year, it's still a little bit of 6s and 7s coming out. More 7s and 6s.
And the 4s just never stopped.
And then the 3s just never stopped. And now the 4s are like the new AJ1s.
But we're going into the next year because last year there was a lot of 4s.
They hurt my feet, but I fucking love them, bro.
Yeah, they're good.
They look so dope with the pants and shit.
In my opinion, though, as like a Jordan purist, this is like blasphemy. Like,
What do you mean?
like, why are you changing up a black cement, big dog? Like, leave that shoe alone.
It's for the girls, bro.
It's for the girls.
It's for the girls.
Leave the black cement alone.
It's for the girls.
Like, what about the desert elephant? That was for the guys. The black cement with
Pass.
desert elephant on it.
You know which one I liked a lot was the what's it called? The cream canvas one.
Oh, the muslin.
Muslin. Bro, I need a pair of those bad.
Yeah.
Which how much cream that I wear?
That shoe was really
How is that not
limited.
it was?
Yeah.
What's the
I
resale
think
value of that?
I don't think it's probably not much, but
It's a great shoe.
they didn't have, I think they had production issues with that shoe. That was like at the time when like all the ports were getting blocked off.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did you guys hear what's happening with the ports now?
No, talk to me.
People, I randomly saw this like yesterday. The ports were getting all backed up. Well, now because the economy's slowing down, people aren't buying stuff and all those ships are still coming in. And now the warehouses are they have too much stuff coming in and not enough people buying the stuff that they were shipping all in. So now the warehouses are just getting overloaded. They don't have room to store all the stuff that's coming in. I was like, what? It's crazy.
It's because Biden needs to spin the block one more time and feed the economy, bro. That's all I got to say. Biden, spin the block one more time. Feed the economy, man. When me and Larry, we were in LA when we did our LA trip. Or maybe it was during Complex Con, Ian, when you were with us.
What?
Remember Michael too?
And we drove
past
that was
we
Complex
drove past that bridge in the port, the biggest import outport.
Vincent St. Thomas Bridge.
Yeah, it was completely backed up for like months and months and months of product just not getting to the consumers because of COVID and the shipwreck that happened and a bunch of other multiple reasons. And here we are, fast forward a year now, and it's like the opposite.
Yeah. Now the
demand is not there.
demand's not there and there's too much stuff coming in.
It's sad to see that, but at the end of the day, you can't predict the way things are going to go when disasters happen. You know,
Nope.
You just pray for the best. Some people liquidated it to make quick cash. Some people held on. Some people, had tribulations during it all, and some people capitalized during it all. It's just everybody's different.
All right. Next up, we have the Jordan 11 Low, Orewood Brown.
This is the IE low, right?
Yes, sorry, the IE Low that has the elephant around it.
I'm not gonna lie, I like IE lows are trash to me.
Are they?
Yeah, it's just always
They're-
been like the budget Jordan 11 low.
But it's an actual, that silhouette that he wore in his games.
It means nothing to me.
He played in those.
I know it's trash.
I just don't get the weird triangular panel that they had wrapped around it.
Yeah,
If they would have
I
just
hate
kept
that.
it with the regular materials and then some patent or something like that, more patent.
It's
instead of
just an
that.
ugly shoe. In general, like the silhouette, not the colorway. The silhouette of the shoe is just an ugly shoe. Larry, you remember hottest shoe in the store?
Hottest shoe in the store. That's what I'm saying. I'm hearing what you're saying, but
Larry, do you own an IE low?
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
I always wanted one when I was younger.
I don't remember
That
what
one right there.
I don't remember what the low prices were, but a regular 11 is $220, right?
Yeah, they were 199, and I think the low was still 170.
Well, right now it
160.
says it's going for 185. I didn't know if that was always the price that a low was.
think
No,
so.
the low
I think
11
it
used to
is.
be like when the low was still 199, the lows were like 164, 169, something like that. So
They've changed the price so many times that I don't even remember.
Right. Well, these will
Where
be for
was that?
185. I know a regular Jordan 11 is 200 and up.
So next up, you have October 7th, and you have the AdiFOM Q, black and orange. So Adidas is clearly not stopping.
No, they don't care about the misconception of taking Kanye's idea. And even with the legal battle that they're having right now with Kanye West, they're still going to keep it moving forward because at the end of the day, they own Adidas. So therefore, they, in all reality, own the rights. Kanye's just a co-creator. It's sad to see something like that unfold and capitalize off of someone else's ideas, even though it's technically your shoe as well.
Well, what they did is they hired Kanye's designers.
Yeah. They tweaked it.
They tweaked it.
Now, I will tell you, I own a pair. And
I need a pair.
so Ian forced me to have a pair. And he's like, just use them to work out in. Just use them to work out in. And it's funny because I was just talking about the other two shoes that I used to work out in. I tried working out in those for 2 days. And it was comfortable, but it just, there was no balance.
I'm telling you,
it was too squishy.
It feels like you're on like this platform and it feels like you're being pushed forward.
It's a comfortable shoe though.
I thought I liked it.
Okay.
I hate it.
Really?
Hate it? Or like you're never going to wear it again? Or
I'm never going to wear it again. Can I tell you why?
okay.
I wore it that entire day, right?
Okay.
And I was like,
I remember you switched them out.
yeah, I was like, it's hurting my toe from being pushed forward, right? So then I still you ever had a shoe that hurts and you just stick through it all day anyway?
Yep.
Yeah,
I do that
The
all
worst
the
is
time.
when you take it off and then you end up having to put it back on for something. You're just
worst.
like, oh my God.
Okay, so
Tenderonies.
I wore it all day, right? I get
Yeah.
home and I was like, "Fuck, man, my toe hurts." I took it off. My entire sock was bloody.
What? You busted your thing open?
It busted my toe open.
Your toenail?
Yeah, like right where like the toe meets.
You got a 12. You need a 13.
Maybe.
You try it again in a 13. Adidas runs.
I don't know.
I wear 11 in Adidas.
Maybe. Okay.
Like an
'cause-
SB.
Because dude, I get home and it's like bloody. And then my toe hurt for like a week. 'Cause
What's
it
weird-
didn't
Bloody
heal.
toe.
Yeah.
What's
bro.
weird is like my foot didn't hurt like that. I also didn't wear it as long as you. But for foam runners and slides, my feet hurt. So, which I've talked about this before, but it was on our other channel. The slides, they're the squishiest things ever, the Yeezy slides. But for some reason, they have like that for the raise right here in your foot, they have it on the slide, but it pushes up so hard on my foot that it hurts the bottom of my foot.
That is Yeezy 700s for me.
And then the foam runner, when I wear it, so the opening is like a real tight opening.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I know. I want to explain what it really looks like, but it's such a tight opening. They have to open it and slide your foot in, so that peak in the front rubs on my ankle right
Maybe
here.
you're getting one
and
too.
it
Maybe
hurts.
maybe you need to go up a size.
For me, it's
To an
it's
11?
right here under my.
No.
It's right here under my ankle.
have
for
to wear
me, then
socks.
It just rubs.
If you
And that's why I love Californias.
Foam runners?
Yeah. Notice I wear
Foam runners
I,
don't.
bro, the
I wear
equivalent.
Californias.
You're a savage if you don't wear them with socks, though.
I've never worn
Because
them.
the
Actually,
rubber will create blisters on your. They did the first time. I was like, man, I'm gonna wear these with no socks. It's gonna fly. And I put them on, and I wore them here, bro. I had a blister on the side of my foot.
Okay, I think
instantly.
I think I know why it hurts you, and I think it's the same place that hurts me.
Okay.
And I think what it is, Yeezy slides are really shallow. The spot where you put your foot in, like the space between like where the top piece and the sole goes, I feel like it's much more tight together than a regular shoe. And I feel like that's why when you push your foot in, it's naturally going to rub because it's just not. And that's why I like the other ones. What are they called? The Adilets. Because I feel like the Adilets, your foot, it's like almost like they scooped out more. So your foot sits lower. So that top piece
Doesn't push
It doesn't
down
push
on it.
down.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I like them. I don't like Yeezy slides because they hurt my foot. But like the squishiness is perfect. Like I need them to just take the Yeezy slide and scoop it up some more. And it would be the most perfect shoe of all time. for
So
slides.
I support Kanye, and somebody had gotten on to me when they saw I had the other shoes. Like, oh, I thought you. I'm like, yes, I am. But at the end of the day, it's like if I feel the shoe fits into like what I like, I'm gonna try it out. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I tried it out, and I'm not really that big of a fan of it.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that. You got to try. So many people are like cut off to like not being open enough to try something.
That's
new,
like saying if
crazy.
Ian doesn't like a person, means I shouldn't like him either, and that's not how it works.
Not at all.
But at the end of the day, they're dropping a black and orange one in October. I'm not a fan of Halloween themed anything. I don't like wearing black and orange. I don't like wearing green and red like Christmas colors. I'm not a fan of that.
You know
kind
what
of
they're
stuff.
calling this shoe?
I'd pass on it.
You know what they're calling it? The Quake.
Quake?
Quake, because it's supposed to look like a volcano. It's supposed to be the lava,
at
the
the
black,
top.
and then the
Okay.
and then they're calling it
cool.
the it's
Magma.
like magma. It's supposed
That's cool.
but it's called the Quake.
How do you feel about black and orange silhouettes?
Yeah, it feels very Halloween-ish.
Why would it be called the Quake and not the volcano? That's two different
I don't know.
Or why not
natural
just,
disasters.
Why not just Kano?
I don't know. When I hear Quake, I think of like the game, like the video game Quake.
Yeah.
And
I
think
used
they
to
use
play that with
And
my
don't they
dad.
use those colors in Quake? It's like black and orange. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Aside from that, they're still doing really well. They're selling out. It's a shoe that's just as comfortable. But the thing is a lot of people don't want to pay that price for Yeezys. Sometimes people are buying the foam runners and slides for the comfortability, not for the hype, and they don't want to pay that. So why not just get the same results, but actually be able to go into the store and actually purchase it?
I will say the whole purpose supposedly of this inside shoe is that you can take it out and like swap colors around. And
But
remember,
they haven't revealed that yet. I've only seen people on the internet say that that's going to be an option.
remember whenever I got it, Scott, and you came down and I was unlacing it?
Yeah.
When I took it home, can I tell you guys? It took me at least 20 minutes to relace that shoe.
I just think laces
so hard.
on rubber like that look silly.
It's just so hard because it's on that neoprene material. So to find it, you have to like stretch it, and then like you can't get your hands inside there.
Does the lace go weave through the sock? Gotcha.
It weaves through the
Gotcha.
sock and the outside. So it's so difficult to relace.
Yeah, we're not
So
doing
I don't think that's maybe why they're not saying that the inside swap will be the thing, because it's so difficult.
It seems like it would be more logical to be able to put the sock on and then slide it directly inside the inner part.
That makes so much more sense to me.
Right?
Like that's what I thought it was going to be.
Like me too.
It's
Like,
not.
And then you can
It's
like,
not.
if I want to use the cream colored
You
outer
just-
shell, then I just slide into my
Way smarter
other outer
to me.
shell. So it put me in touch with the marketing
Yeah,
team.
yeah. Adidas fumbled that one.
So the next one is the Dunk Low Argon. And I'm a fan of this shoe. And it's so weird because probably like 2-3 months ago, I was trying to find the originals from like '01, which is probably not even smart because y'all would probably only get a couple wears out of them. But that blue on blue is just like, that's my shit. Ever since I got that RGB
Yeah.
hat that's blue on blue, something about like just the color patterns of blues looks cool. And so I went back and I was trying to like find that shoe. First of all, it's impossible to find any Dunk from 2001 really, but to see here now that they're actually dropping it again, I fuck with it, bro.
You know what's funny?
really fuck with
you know
this
what's funny that I just realized about this shoe? It's almost like a reverse of the Marina Blue Dunk.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just like
Very
the opposite.
similar.
right?
They
It's
just,
like
they
opposite.
just switched it.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about re-retroing old Dunks?
I like it.
Of course, I would never want Heineken's and things like that, special ones, to be retroed again because they hold a special place in the sneaker community as far as just like having that shoe, being there in that time, getting it, or whatever the scenario story is behind it. But just these little Dunks over here that just came out back in the day, that there was such a plethora of Dunks that released in the early 2000s.
So many.
And a lot of these colorways were good. And I don't see it ever really being a problem to bring certain ones back again.
I don't think people realize how many colorways
yeah,
came
exactly.
out.
It's
There's
funny
so
because
many.
we'll be on road sometimes and I'll go into a store and guys, I don't know the name of everything. It's physically impossible.
There's so many.
And when it comes to Dunks, it's really impossible to try to remember every fucking color that came out. And so comments will be like, you guys don't know shit. You don't even know what that shoe is. Well, yeah, little Timmy, I don't, because I don't know every shoe. When it comes to Dunks, how are you supposed to remember so many colorways? Period.
I have a hefty collection of like 06s and 07 Dunks, and they're not anything special. It's just the fact that because they had so many colorways, there's nothing particular. I have one that's like almost, I guess they're called the Commanders now, not the Redskins, but it's like the Commanders colors, like that yellow and like burgundy. Like I have so many random colorways of just old Dunks.
You know what I do like about the old Dunks is that they used to do a lot of different like suedes and felts on suedes with the Dunks back in the day. Some of the materials were always a lot better quality of choice of what they would use. Like even I don't know if y'all remember the Hemps. The Hemps were really cool SP that dropped back in the day. There's like a twill material.
Even a lot of P-Rods, the diamond,
the quilt,
the quilted, diamond pattern.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of different materials and different things that they used over the years that I've really grown to appreciate. That's what I like about the What the Pauls is that has a lot of those materials and different things.
So I typically, if I like a shoe from back in the day, I'll go and I'll try to find it. Like even when we're on the road, I always try to find old shoes, or I'll be on Goat and or eBay and places like that trying to find old shoes. But like I said a second ago, it's impossible to find old Dunks. So come on, bring them retros back. I need them because I can't find them anywhere, and I fucking love them. So
I feel like I feel like Dunks were worn back then.
They were skated.
They were really being used.
They were thrashed.
They were like $65.
Yeah, they weren't like a saver. This was like a go-to
basketball. They were basketball.
Yeah,
they were basketball shoes originally.
Yeah, in terms of the intention of the shoe, but it's in terms of who was buying them and wearing them and using them.
Yeah.
I don't think people were hooping in dunk lows.
Well, at the end of the day, that's a win for me. I'm buying this Argon, and I'm gonna buy the UCLA and any other colorway that I feel is necessary that I can throw fits with.
Jordan 3 Winterized also dropping that day, October 8th, and it's also been on tour with us for a few months.
Forever.
What do you guys think about this shoe? I really appreciate the Winterized shoes that they've been doing, all of the Gore-Tex Jordan 1s that they've been doing.
Heavier materials.
Yes, but we just don't live in a place that requires it, but I really like it.
I'm not a fan of the way that it was structured, but I like the colors that were chosen, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So you got your blacks, your browns, your creams, and your dust rose, all kind of, intertwined together to make one shoe. So I like it. I'm just not a fan of like, it comes off as very patchworky. And to me, I'm not a fan of it. And I don't like the heel. Like, what is that? Like, it's just stitch lining, but it looks... It doesn't look cool.
I will say a lot of people did not like this shoe whenever I posted it.
Right.
Like a lot of people didn't like it. Color, I think what Scott said is pretty accurate. Like the colors they used were nice. They just didn't color block it right.
It didn't mesh.
It's the purple that they used at the top that throws it off for me. If they would have topped it off, those little purple panels at the top and before the toe, I think if that would have been a darker colorway to kind of enclose the lighter colors, then it would have done a lot better.
I think that they shouldn't have had black on there. I would have used a different.
I'm the opposite on this whole winterized thing. I don't like it. I don't like the winterized shoes.
Wait until you go to SneakerCon somewhere cold.
Yeah, but I'm not going to wear this.
Why not?
Because it's not tight.
I'm going to wear my Balenciaga rubber boots.
Yeah.
My Croc boots.
I'm going to wear the Off-White Air Forces. The mids.
Oh, yeah. Which release?
I'll take the green ones.
From there.
Yeah.
Okay. Jumping up to October 15th, you've got the Canyon Purple Jordan 4. We've talked about this shoe a lot. It's the green.
It is. Green. It's a weird green.
But the material, the long suede with the purple is a cool really concept. Nice. Yeah, it is. But the green just kills it. It makes it very young for me.
Yeah. The colors don't mesh well to me again. The purple's nice. The orange and the green don't pop with the purple. But then you have people like Fat Joe. He walked right in the store. In the very, very first shoe, he gravitated towards. He wasn't even just walking around. He literally beelined over to it and was like, I need 2 pairs.
I feel like he saw the Jordan 2s, the Masons, and then those were right under, and he was like, done deal, need them.
Yeah.
And so, coming from a person of his nature, of course, to some people, his opinion matters. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but he had said something along the lines where he's just,
I need these.
Yeah, he was just like, I need these.
Like, I need these.
That orange doesn't go with the purple, and that greenish gray doesn't go with the orange, and it's just...
It reminds me of the Joker 3s. You remember those?
Yeah, the black ones with the
black and green and purple. Yeah,
yeah.
like it reminds me, and those also sat.
I can't tell you how I would match this fit.
This is going to be an ultra little Timmy shoe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, because just like you said, it reminds you of those Batmans. It's like a young shoe. Like, here, little Timmy, put on your Batmans.
Yeah, I go. That's what you meant by young.
Yes, it's for
you meant
the
like
young
it's like
kids.
a Payless like Batman strap up.
Yeah,
shoe.
like they're for sure gonna. If they were smart, they would have like
Full
PS,
size.
GS, like
Full
full
family.
family
They're
size
not,
run.
though. I
Because
think it's just women's,
crazy,
right, Ian?
I think.
I mean, the pairs we have are women's release, are they not?
Yeah, they are.
And jumping to,
I mean, hold on. Let's just see what it says real quick. Usually the link
See if
will
it's
tell
full
you.
family. The funny thing about this shoe is that this was the one that was supposed to be the undefeated knockoff, where
And
they
then
were
they- and then they
switched it to this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also the one we were alluding to earlier when we were talking about how the black pair was the budget
It says women's.
Eminem Carhartt, and then this was the one where they were alluding to the budget Friends and Family Tribes, which I you're just saying that because it's purple. Like, there's
I mean, we did
nothing,
green changes.
Nothing.
We did say that on ours.
I know, but nothing about it.
First look, that's what you think. Then the
Yeah.
more you look at it,
You're like, nah.
you're like, nah,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Now this being on tour with us for so long, I look at it, I'm like, this is nuts.
A lot of times my mind changes after seeing his shoes for so long,
Yeah.
but my mind hasn't changed on this one.
You just hated it.
I don't hate any shoe. I just don't like it.
Same thing.
No, hates comes as like hates from down under. It's like a passion towards it, and I don't hate it. I just don't. I just dislike it.
Hate it. Yeah, I get it.
Last but not least,
This shoe's
or
hard.
No, actually second to last. And this is what I was talking about with a solid AJ1 colorway coming out.
Yeah.
Is the women's Air Jordan 1 High OG Starfish.
Yeah, a solid color, and then they make it to where I can't wear it. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A
Thanks,
women's.
Nike.
Would you wear
the
this?
women's
Yeah,
shattered
for
backboard?
Sure. For sure.
I think the orange and anything orange and brown somehow meshes really well, and then they did kind of like a little off creamy color for the sole. And
Now you said you don't do like red and green for Christmas, but this
not
this doesn't
Thanksgiving.
give you like a pumpkin spice.
For
Latte
sure, drinking a
vibe.
PSL with these,
Yeah.
dog.
I'm gonna fuck these shoes up, bro. This is a solid colorway. No, it does not give me fall vibes. It's
you
very
wear-
folly though.
If you wear these, I'm gonna go get a pumpkin spice.
I want to see.
I'll take a whole photo shoot.
I want to see like the guys that like dye the shoes in like coffee colored. Like I want to see that done to this. So if anybody out there is doing coffee dyes on shoes, let me see what
Coffee
this looks
dye.
like.
Usually with women's releases, they don't do certain colorways like this for women. It's always like a more of a color that kind of pops out even more, or like exclusives. So I feel like with having these neutral colors just for women kind of threw me off. I feel like this should have been a
Regular
full size run across.
And they still have the weird stitch on them.
Yeah, over there towards the toe.
Yeah, still got the weird stitch.
Quality was nice on the pair that we
Quality's
saw.
really good.
Yeah. I feel like one of the main colorways that people are wearing now are the browns and the tans.
Yeah, that is.
As far as just like every year designs and patterns are like in, and ever since the mochas dropped a little while back, since then the creams and your hunter greens and your browns and stuff like that have been really, really popular. So I'm glad that they actually created a shoe that can go with all of that.
Last but not least, we have October 29th. We have the Jordan 4 Midnight Navy,
also known as the Jordan 4
Memphis.
scandal. Yeah.
Dog, our phone is still blowing up till this day, and I'm just like, nah, fam.
Been
I'm
offered
good.
way too many pairs of these.
And it's cool if you saw what StockX is doing. I think I commend them for that. That's really
I mean, yeah.
it is. No, they
by
don't,
stopping the sale of
yeah,
them.
nobody.
No, they
wants
didn't
to-
stop the sale. They did more now.
Well, no. First, they took it completely off
Yeah.
StockX. Then the ones that slid through before,
They reported to the feds.
it. So,
which sucks though, because I bet like not all of those were one from
sure.
there, and
They
two,
weren't. They
half a lot of the people that bought them might not have even known.
yeah.
So those people were just out.
But at the end of the day,
they'll think about it in jail.
they're doing their due diligence by being part of what the sneaker community would want.
because they're sending them to the feds, right?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
said the pairs are either getting destroyed or being sent to the feds.
And so, yes, everybody wants the shoe, but there's ways to go about it, and I don't think that's the smartest route. So, shout out to StockX. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah. So that is it. That is this month in sneakers. Give us your thoughts, feelings. What are some of your favorites for those who are watching or listening? Just give us some feedback. Let us know. What do you think the prices are going to be? What are going to be the better reselling shoes out of this group, out of this month? And
are y'all done with the AJ ones? Like, do you feel as if maybe they've just been played out? Or do you think that the colorways just aren't becoming as strong as they usually are? I'm curious.
There's just one coming out of this whole list. We've got one in here. So
yeah, they slowed down.
Yeah, they
definitely slowed down.
That's the thing. They slowed down and gave bad colorways.
Yeah. Good job, Nike.
But that concludes our sneaker monthly release. What would we even call this?
This month in sneakers.
This month in sneakers.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, subscribe. Show some love in the comments. Anything you want us to talk about, we'll try to pick up a different topic and run with it. This is going to be a very diverse podcast.
You're going to have to give us a LASIK review as you're about to leave to go get LASIK surgery and peel back your eyeball lids. And
I'm scared.
He said they don't do that anymore. No, they just laser real quick.
No, they peel it back.
Yeah, it's peeled back like a potato.
They skin it over and then laser in and then they poop and then they put eye drops in that seal it closed.
You ever had eye drop glue put in your eye to seal your eyeball back together?
I'm about to be 15/20 vision though, which is better than 20/20.
Sounds tight.
Definitely an investment. And just for y'all who don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and just plug this, even though they're not paying me to. LASIK Plus says if you use Scott Norris as a referral, you get $1,000 off.
Dang.
And the thing is there's LASIK Pluses all over the United States, and they tell me that people fly from other states that don't have it here to Dallas just to get the procedure done, and then the next day fly back. So.
Right.
Refer me.
I might go, but I just love glasses.
Well, no, I'm changing all my lenses to clear. I already talked to Miguel. He's already doing it for me. We're on it.
Okay, that's tight.
He's also trying to push another pair on me. Might get it just because. But I got my eye on a bunch of Balenciaga frames, sunglasses, and some LVs that I want. So I'm going to be framing sunglasses all fall, winter.
Yep.
Cool, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Later, guys.
Later, y'all. Later.